When I tried to learn myself, I didn't know what to do. So many numbers can seem overwhelming. But once you listen up, you will realize one song is all it took. Now it's not too late for you to take a second look. Oh baby, let's learn the radians of the unit circle. Won't you please teach me the equation? Oh, just take the degree and multiply by pi over 180. Let's start with the first quadrant.
0 to 90, 30 degrees now. Converts to pi over 6, 45 degrees converts to pi over 4 at 15 now. Converts to pi 3, now at 30 pi over 2. Now you're done with the first. Let's do the same for the second. Start with 120, that converts to 2 pi over 3 at 15 some. More converts to 3 pi over 4 and add 15 again, and your radian is 5 pi over 6. Now we're at 180, which converts to pi. We're done with the second quadrant, it wasn't hard. By pi over 180, let's move on to the third and fourth. 210 degrees, 7 pi over 6 to 25. 5 pi over 4 and add another 15 to 40. It's 4 pi over 3 to 70, 3 pi over 4. In the first quadrant, we start off with 0 degrees, cosine is 1 and sine is 0. 430 cosine is right 3 over 2 and sine is 1 over 2. 45 cosine and sine are both right 2 over 2. 460 cosine is 1 over 2. Sine is right 3 over 2. For 90 cosine is 0 and sine is 1. Now we're in the second quadrant. Cosine is negative, sine is positive. 120 degrees, cosine is negative 1 over 2. Sine is right 3 over 2. 135 cosine is negative radical 2 over 2. Sine is rad 2 over 2. 150 cosine negative rad 3 over 2. Sine 1 over 2. 180 cosine is negative 1. Sine 0.
Now it's time for the third quadrant. Cosine and sine are negative. 210 cosine is negative rad 3 over 2. Sine is negative 1/2. 225 both are negative rad 2 over 2. 240 cosine is negative 1/2. Sine is negative rad 3 over 2. 270 degrees, cosine is 0. Sine is negative 1. Now we're at the fourth quadrant. Cosine is positive, sine is negative. 300 cosine is 1/2. Sine is negative rad 3 over 2. 315 both are rad 2 over 2. Sine is negative. 330 cosine rad 3 over 2. Sine is negative 1 over 2.